Part 5 of Fate and Flame.
Small disclaimer here. Multiple times throughout this episode, I refer to it as episode 29. That is incorrect. This is episode 28, and I do apologize for that. This is again episode 28, not 29. Welcome everyone to DieFall Alderheart episode. I actually didn't check, but you know what? It's D&D time, and it's been 3 weeks since we've seen everyone, and including my cast members. It's episode 29, and man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. And hello, chat. It's been a while. Thank you. Thanks for joining us this evening. I haven't talked to everyone in quite some time, but I'm gonna have Rob do the most talking right now before Lana gets even sleepier, because I want him to tell me about his travel and his trip and how it feels to be in London for almost a week now. So talk to me, bud.
It's definitely not London.
Oh, no.
It's like way north of London, buddy. They
okay.
You can understand people in London. I'm in like Mackham territory, baby. You know the town in Hot Fuzz where they just can't understand. Yeah, it's almost there. Almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Do they have geese running around? Is there a wild goose that is terrorizing?
There's a lot
everyone?
of seagulls, but there probably are geese.
Okay. There are probably geese as well. Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you enjoying it? Is it fun? Is it awesome?
Yeah. It's I have a normal relationship for the time being. It's nice.
Aces.
It's dope.
Nice, man. Your cat turned into a dog, though.
My cat did turn into a dog.
That must be terrifying.
Very loud, snorty dog who is sleeping now, but we'll see.
So just so everyone knows, the time difference means it's midnight where Rob is. So Rob will be trying to be quiet so people can sleep around his location, and that's just, heads up.
I'm gonna have a balance of respectful quiet and entertaining showmanship. So
Yes.
Content.
We're gonna have a lot of physical comedy. Sorry, podcasters.
No. Also, sorry about the mic quality. I think I broke my mixer today, so I'm on a headset mic.
It's pretty good, man.
Hers is great.
It's pretty good.
It was her birthday present, so guess I picked a pretty good present.
It's like you were thinking ahead of this eventuality.
Sure, yeah. It thrills me that my headset that is wireless and twice as expensive sounds like I'm on a phone call.
Yes.
But hers sounds crystal clear.
It's wonderful. It's great.
Who knows?
Wires, man.
Feels
wires.
Great. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's it.
Well, thank you, Rob. You can, so we don't wake Lana, and we'll be quiet for the time being. So, Miss Simply Jackson, I see you've gotten back into another MMO. We decided to take a break from the Final Fantasy 14. Why stop? Why stop?
I don't know, man. I think MMOs are my content now, frankly. Just
are they?
Everybody's really nice and accepting and eager to help teach you and stuff. So, yeah, still a lot of Final Fantasy content coming, but a smattering of Guild Wars 2 content. I also played Dead by Daylight yesterday to try to help smash my anxiety about Dead by Daylight, because I love watching it. I'm very easily scared, and I run around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna force myself to hang out with my community playing this game, and I had a lot of fun. So maybe some of that when my anxiety chills out about it again.
Yeah. Was it? Well, so I haven't played it because I'm also very scared very easily, and like people want me to play DBD, and I'm like, I've never had any desire to play DBD, much less it's scary. So
it's
like,
very
is it
scary? Yeah.
Is it fun?
It's fun in the way that like Overwatch is fun. You're gonna have some matches that are really fun, and you're gonna have some matches that you're like, why are you so thirsty? So that's just how it goes. I had a match with a pyramid head killer where I was running from him, went to pull a pallet down so it'll slam so it locks off the space between me and him, pulled it down in front of me instead of behind me, so I turn around and he's just standing there, like right next to me, and he hits me, and I just stand there and point, like, go away, instead of running from him, and he just like stood there, and then I stood there, and then he was like, okay. And like,
And he ran away.
then the rest of the match, I was like engaging with his like abilities so that he got points, and then he was engaging with our stuff, so we got points. And so some matches like that where they're like not concerned with just killing everybody immediately, and they're just like, let's just like level up together, pretty much, because it is a rank based on like engagement level up, not like, you know, COD where it's just get as many kills and assists and you win kind of thing.
I figured it was that. That's how I view.
It's all about
interesting.
engagement. Now you do have some of the people who are just like, I've got all 4 of them, you know. So.
Yeah. I thought that was the goal. I thought that was the thing.
It's overall the goal, but in order to actually advance in the game, you really need to like play the system and like get as many points for stuff, kind of thing, which is
interesting.
Fun because the higher tiers, when you watch people who are playing higher tiers, they like. It's a puzzle about how to get everything done, how to engage with the right players, how to engage with the killer, like who does what next, and it's like chess at that point in the game, which is really fun. Yeah.
I feel like I'm way too small brain for this now. I would just run around and be panicky most of the time.
After like 6 hours, I was just like,
it's like I'm just running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Good. Yes. But so you're back at Guild Wars, and also side note, just for like, can you bump up just a little bit on your volume?
Yeah, sorry.
Appreciate it. No worries.
Thank you.
Yeah. So why? I know you were playing Guild Wars before and you're really enjoying it. Is it just the community that brought you back to it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it before. I got to a point in the game where the class that I chose was too hard for what I was trying to do, and I wasn't enjoying it enough to push through. And I got frustrated, like live on stream was just like, I can't do this, and like quit and went to go play something else kind of thing, and then gave myself a month break. There's definitely people in the community who still play, who are very like into the game and warm and welcoming still. So when I was like, I might come back, but I'm definitely making a new character to like just like wipe my brain from like the stuff I was dealing with like refresh. Not knowing the right rotation and like not dealing the best like damage and all that kind of stuff. New class, way better, had a great time, you know. So sometimes it just takes like a small adjustment on like what you've chosen to do as a player in a game to be like, okay, it's a new concept now and I can understand it. Because like for some reason the class I played was just like, let me pick the most puzzling, convoluted bullshit ever.
Good. Yes. I like complicated things. Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, I'm the person who rolls a healer and tank in any MMO anyways, so I like having the hard game, but it was a really hard game, and I was like, I can't. I'm just gonna go easy mode now. Bye.
Sometimes it's nice, you know. It's just nice to be easy mode.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this part. We've almost done 30 episodes of Alderheart, and we've gone from Simply Jackson coming back to streaming to you streaming a variety of different games, and now you're an MMO streamer. We've evolved through many different stages already, and it's been very nice to watch.
Yeah, so. It's funny because, like, you know, I grew up playing MMOs, so that's like the spine of my gaming career, and it's like, if it's rewarding, and I think a lot of people are looking for genuine like group content and contact right now with everything going on, so that's been really great. Like a lot, and like all the MMOs are dropping solid content right now, so like why not, you know? So it's been really good. Highly encourage you guys to come play Final Fantasy and Guild Wars with me. That's all I'm saying. I'll babysit.
If you were on the same world that I was.
I know.
God.
I know.
Unbelievable.
No, I did re-download Guild Wars too.
Wait. There's no data center. There's no worlds on that one. Just saying.
Yep. Just go play the game. Oh, goodness.
The big cat thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lady May, how have you been? It's been 3 weeks. I mean, I've seen you in chat, but like, how have you been? What's up? What's going on?
It's a lot of questions.
Yes.
Since I have time blindness, I don't remember what I've done the last 3 weeks other than fish and craft in Final Fantasy 14.
Yes. Oh my God. All I see is like pictures of your time in Final Fantasy 14 and little just like la stuff all the time. And I'm like, you must be having fun. It's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Carson and his little reindeer jammies, tomato, and I'm bell pepper. And we go on little adventures together.
It's good. Have you finished the like ARR stuff, or are you just focusing on like all the crafting things currently?
We've got to the point of like before the patches of ARR.
Okay.
So like we're not up to Heaven's Sword yet, but we're kind of like
But you finished like the main story portion of the yeah.
Yeah.
I just finished that pretty recently too. There's a lot of stuff in between Heavensward and the end of that story stuff that I'm like, it's okay. It's a lot of running around again and like talking to people and delivering things. It's just like, all right.
That's part of the game they culled down though, so come back to the game.
That's what they said. They were like, yeah, there's only 80 of these quests now, rather than the like whatever 100 and something it was. It's like, there's 80? Why? I don't understand. Yeah. So me grinding stuff, I was like, I do it like once a week now because I can't handle doing anything more, doing any more than that. Oh gosh. What's your Fisher level? Do you know?
It's in the 70s.
Whoa, that is huge.
My
Wow.
Fisher minor are both mid 70s, and I think my botanist is mid 70s. My Fisher, I think, is like just 70 or like 69.
That's insane. That's
And I
such
got
high.
all my crafters into like the low 50s.
I have just my Dragoon, and they're just 55, and that's it. I've leveled literally nothing else, and
I did get to level 50 of Dragoon on my own,
nice.
but then I was up to 48, and Carson had done some, because I don't like dungeons. I don't like the grindy aspect of the dungeons and stuff like that. That's just not me. But like, you know, Carson and our friends were doing them, so like I was suddenly locked out of some of the quests and I couldn't do them with them. So I'm like, well, this is not fun. And then it just was taking forever just to go from 48 to 50. So I may have bought the upgrade to level 70.
Nice, yes.
Because I'm like, I don't have to worry about things
Yep.
for a while. I'm good.
Yep. Good. Excellent. Very
I can
good
just go
idea.
hit things.
Yeah. I just poked them with a spear now, and we're good. We're happy. Yes. Good time. Well, thank you. And glad to see you back. Malaveth. It's been a while. It's hot where you are, apparently.
It's
Uh,
toast.
It's toasty, yeah? How have you
Yeah.
been for the last 3 weeks? What's up? How you doing?
We went outside.
Yes, camping, I believe?
Yeah, I made a fire.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's
All by
awesome.
myself.
Like did you use like lighter fluid, or did you like how did you make your fire?
A napkin from the car.
Okay.
And, you know, one of those lighty sticks that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, one of those. And then just logs.
And it just worked.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Most of the time mine just go pff, and they fizzle out and that's it. And then that's the end.
I mean, it fizzled out, but I ran out of wood. So I was going and finding a bunch of twigs to keep it going till he brought back more firewood. It was a whole thing. And then it was cold, but I lived.
That's great. Oh my gosh. Did you ever count how many mosquito bites you had?
Yeah. I think on both of my legs there's somewhere around 30.
Nice.
Yeah.
How itchy are you?
Very. Sometimes I accidentally itch, like I run across something with my leg and I accidentally itch it, and then I'm itching it for the next 15 minutes. Just bad.
So aggravating.
Bad.
Well, did you enjoy the camping portion of it?
Yes, it was
Yeah?
very nice.
Nice. It's good to get away sometimes. That is nice. That is
Yeah.
nice.
Did hiking
Good.
and stuff. It was good.
Hiking and wow.
Yeah.
Really were outside.
There's a whole lot of outside stuff.
Good. Good. Glad to have you back. So it's been a while, and I am very interested in this. Do you guys want to roll for recap? Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Let's
matter
do
what
that.
we say, does it?
No, it doesn't. I'll fill in the gaps as needed. But I just want to see, it's been a while. I want to see how much we remember. And we'll go from there. The important things I think you guys have, which is what's happening now. So we'll figure it out. Pez with a 3, Lucky with a 10, Eli with an 8, Dagonet with a 5. I rolled a 9, which means Eli or Lucky. So Lucky is 1, Eli is 2. There it is. That's the 2. Congratulations.
Oh man.
What do you remember, my friend?
Where the hell am I? I had to remember his accent first of all. Well, we managed to find our way into the what is essentially the training hall, the trials for tenders. This time without me taking a very, very cold bath, which was much appreciated. It turned out we needed to work our way through some puzzles, which definitely would have been a little more helpful had we had Tever with us, but we made do. We completely remembered that Oddwald was with us at all times, and relied very heavily on his wisdom.
I can't even keep a straight face with that. All you guys did was yell at him the whole time. Just yelled at him, poor Oswald. It's a comment on the YouTube about how poorly you guys treated us.
I'm supposed to be advocating for him, and I fucking.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm not helpful.
Oh, it's so good.
Now,
yes, please continue.
We managed to pass a few trials. There were gargoyles. There were just there was an entire chamber of fire traps, which Lucky expertly bypassed. And we came upon a chamber at the end of all this that contained what I am hoping is our final test. A wise, large tree creature of some sort by the name of Oakheart, I believe.
Oakheart, yeah.
Oakheart. And, well, they want to test our metal. And by God, we're going to do our best.
Yeah. And that was an excellent summary of where you guys have been for the past couple of episodes here. I think the easiest way for us to do this is we just do the transition once again. The tunnel that you are walking into transitions into a room that's been magically shaped from the earth beneath the grow. The floor is made of black cobblestones shaped from a layer of volcanic rock. Breaking through the stones is a line of 3 great trees. Each tree appears to be blackened and charred with leaves of flame and bark that glows like embers. The tree in the middle is the largest, and its roots tangle outward in a great mass. Suddenly, the great tree at the back of the room quivers. Its bark shifts to reveal an eyes and mouth. Its long branches twist into hands and roots become large feet.
So I am to receive guests. How long has it been?
The creature creaks.
You do not look like tenders. A test is in order then.
And so we find ourselves back in the cavern, beset on all sides by these great trees. The first turn was taken by Lucky, who turned around and decided to yell at Oddwald, I believe turning themselves into Oddwald to do so. Yeah, using some minor illusion, or what is it called? Self-illusion, disguise self. There we go. The hat of disguise self, to turn themselves into Oddwald and then yell at him about being a coward. Yeppers. Pez ended up lighting up the room with some of these. You see these green lights on the map here for everyone else, and it looks like our 2 fighters, our cleric and our fighter, they have readied themselves for the things to come. It is now Oakheart's turn. The great charred tree in the back of the room, finally, after, putting everyone in a time loop for 3 weeks. Oakheart, of course, advances. He engages with both of our heroes here, and he also does one other thing. He puts his long, thick, branched arms to the side, and you see as this fiery light extends outwards from them, bringing the 2 trees to the side also to life. And I'll go ahead and roll their initiative here separately. Oakheart will then makes 2 slam attacks. He will slam 1 down on our fighter here with a 27, and another slam comes down, another 27 for the cleric. 18 fire damage for the first, 16 for the second. And so battle has begun. Going back into the top of the turn order here, we have another tree ent. This animated tree that has been brought to life is going to, I think, lumber. Let's see how far can he go here. Yep, 30 feet. It's hard because he would have to squeeze past if he was going to go this way. So I think what they're going to do. Yep. All right, Pez. They're coming. They're coming. But I don't think they make it to you on this particular turn unless they decide to dash. So they're going to go ahead and just use their action to dash. And now they are engaged fully with Pez. Pez, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I didn't expect that. Okay. I was just gonna chill in the back. I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna run.
Okay. So you can use your action to disengage if you would like to, so you don't incur an attack of opportunity, or you can risk the attack of opportunity. That is up to you.
I'm going to disengage.
Okay. So that leaves you with your movement and your bonus action remaining.
I'm gonna run over by, what's my movement speed? How do I play this game?
I believe it is 25 because all of you are small
Yes.
animals.
25. So I think it can make it by a Dagonet, yeah.
Nice.
Dagonet
Okay.
is
Yeah.
big.
Dagonet is big. That does help. So that was your action, your movement. You do still have a bonus action if you would like to utilize it.
I'm gonna throw a bardic inspiration on Dagonet. Well, you got it. You're bigger than these tree guys. They're just wood.
Yeah, absolutely. Beat up the tree guys. Excellent. Oddwald is in the back. Oddwald has just been yelled at. Oddwald is cowering back here. Oddwald still has his manacles on, I believe. Is that correct? It's been 3 weeks. So he ostensibly can't do anything. So he's gonna retreat up these stairs here and hide behind this column. And as he does so, he yells back to the Oddwald double that we now have. And says, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. And he like just holds up his manacles. He's, I'm a wizard, I can't. And he runs and retreats behind the pillar. Dagonet, it is now your turn. You have one tree in front of you, and it looks like sooner or later you're going to be beset on all sides here.
I think this trial's stacked against us. He's gonna heavy sigh at the flaming tree in front of him and take a spear and try and gouge it.
Absolutely, go for it.
Yeah.
24. Yep, absolutely hits. It's just a big tree. It's not moving anywhere, so you slam your spear into the tree bark here, but it's tree bark. Your spear meets solid resistance, and it doesn't seem like you get very deep with that strike.
I see how it is. But I need to make sure just in case, and he's gonna second attack poke him again.
Yeah, go for it. 23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage. Yeah, prying the spear out of the bark and slamming it back in, trying to get it a little deeper. You do deal a little bit more damage here with the 8 piercing, but like I said, it's like you're chipping away bark from the tree. It just keeps, coming off in slabs, but it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Sounds good. Eli, you got a flaming tree in front of you and another one behind you. What do you want to do?
Ooh, sure do. I'm gonna go ahead and guess the answer is probably not. But I
Okay.
believe I used protect from fire or protect from energy on Lucky for
Yes. Yes, so that should still be active because I believe it's an hour long of concentration.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and give you a little marker here for concentration so we don't forget it. But yes, I do remember that.
Okay.
want like a brain. I need a brain marker because you're thinking real hard.
Brain, big brain.
Big brain.
Okay. Well, that.
Oh, that being said, then please roll me a concentration check.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. So it's a Constitution saving throw.
That sort of determines what I'm gonna do next here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, you save. Perfect.
Okay. So what I will do then is I will go ahead and that's interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and spiritual weapon. We all knew what was happening.
Oh yeah.
We all
Best
knew
move
it
in the
was coming.
game.
Yeah.
Best move in the game. Yep.
The fact that it's not concentration, just
It's so ridiculous. I
that's
love it.
an auto cast for me, baby.
All right. So you have the token now, right? So you're able to
Yes.
maneuver that. Perfect. Spiritual weapon, an 18 definitely hits. So go ahead and roll me some damage.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, there he is. Let's put him here.
I feel like I need to like take that token and give it a red outline or something. Something
yeah,
to like
it is
differentiate. It's very.
Oops.
Yeah.
It was an accident. I'm just trying
Actually,
to
here you go.
rotate him. Ah,
We'll
there
mark
we
it with
go.
a red dot.
Okay, perfect. Damage. It's 11 force.
11 force damage. Yeah, and we watch as the bark seems to just be drilled away as the rapier slams into to Oakheart here. Gouts of fire come outwards. It's very warm in this location. Much like the ash snakes before, you realize that as the more you bore into these fire creatures, the more their heat escapes, and it becomes more and more dangerous to be near them. But it is it's well struck, and you both note that the three of you that are around here that it was much more effective using the rapier than it was with the spear.
Stop me if this is too meta.
Okay.
Do I get the feeling that if I stay here for a turn, it's going to become too hot for me to bear?
You guys have fought multiple ash snakes now, and it feels very similar in the way that heat is exuding. Oakheart is not at the point where there's that much heat coming off. You're feeling warm, you're sweating, especially Dagonet and all of the armor and stuff, but it has not gotten to the point where you're feeling hurt by it.
Yeah.
Depending on it depends on how much damage is done between now and your next turn, whether or not that triggers.
Okay.
That's the meta answer for that.
Fair enough. Then, yeah, I think Eli would go ahead and take the old quarterstaff out, and well,
You've got some interesting items in there that you might want to think about.
I don't know that he would have the quarterstaff at this point.
Yeah, that's true. You have multiple other weapons now.
I know. Yeah. He's gonna take the mace and whack with the mace. Ugh, it's a 9.
Yeah, a 9. The mace, it just doesn't get through the thick bark.
Mm.
It's turned away. It kind of just bounces off. If you've ever taken a stick to a tree in the woods, it doesn't really do anything. But yeah, you still have your movement remaining if you want to do anything with it. But other than that, I believe that's the turn.
I'm gonna keep engaged.
Okay, sounds good. Lucky, you're at the back here, looking like Oddwald. The camera flows past Eli here after the shivering of his arms on the club of the mace against Oakheart here. What do you want to do, Oddwald Jr.?
Lucky is going to pull out an arrow, do his little magical whispers on it, and cast Hail of Thorns.
Yeah, okay.
At level 2.
Okay, yeah, big cast.
Yeah, which means it's just an extra d10 if it gets full, if he doesn't make his deck save, if I land the hit. So.
Gotta land it first, right.
Honey, yes, an Oddwald voice is like, I'm gonna get.
The best Oddwald impression that you can do. Yeah.
And he pyo-pyos this tree that's clearly coming right at his direction.
Okay, yeah. Do you remember, I think you have Hunter's Mark on Oakheart now, if you wanted to move your Hunter's Mark with your... Oh, that was a bonus action. You
yeah,
cast
the
Hail of Thorns.
is a bonus, yeah.
Okay.
But it'd be 19, I think, so...
Yes, 19 is fine. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Okay, first damage. 10.
Yeah, 10 piercing damage and the dexterity saving throw. It's a 15 against the Hail of Thorns.
Okay, let me see. My save is 13, I think, so he saves. But
Yep,
he takes half the damage, so it's 1d10.
2d10 because slot above first.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
So
if he saves, he'd only take half of it, right? So it'd just be
Right,
a
so-
1d10.
do 2d10 because the potential is that if you roll a 20, right, you'll take 10 damage rather than, potentially 5 if you just roll 1d10.
I'm an idiot. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't do this stuff. I'm normally big hammer
We're all
smash.
remembering how to play the game since it's been 3 weeks. Yeah, see, like that, an 18, so you deal 9 points of piercing damage here, plus the 10 on top of that. But you do note, as that arrow magically splits in the air to all of these thorns, impacting all over the tree's body, you're chipping off all of this bark in various different directions. You see little gouts of flame come out, but that was really powerful, and it doesn't feel like it did enough.
Because I don't have anything else to hit him with.
I know, it's crazy.
And he's just gonna throw back and hit him again with the longbow with his extra attack.
Yeah, absolutely. 22 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage. An 11 more piercing damage. Yeah, okay, that definitely works.
And I imagine he's looking at me, so he's like, and he's gonna,
He's definitely looking. It's like, and you see like the bellows of the flame inside of him.
I know. And he's gonna move over here. Let me count out how many I can go. So show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I have 30 movement.
You have 30 because you're quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I can actually touch my token now. Wow, Leslie.
Yeah, and you can get a little bit of cover back here. Hopefully they can't come get you. Right.
Probably going to.
Yeah,
come
they're
get
just
me,
like trying to
but
like
still.
reach around to grab you some way.
Maybe he'll mistake
but
me for the
for
other
every-
Oswald.
for everyone at home, that was 28, 39 points of damage in one turn from Lucky. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Unfortunately, all of it being piercing, it seems to have not done as much as we wanted it to, but that's a lot of damage. Heck yeah. Grats.
He can hit, he can't survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky is big glass cannon energy.
Yes. Okay, cool. Even with it being ineffectual, it does a huge chunk of damage to that creature. It is Oakheart's turn now. Oakheart is going to... Yeah, he's going to slam down on Dagonet, and then one on Eli. That's a 19 on Dagonet, which is no hit. But the Eli one is a 25 for 15 more fire damage. Eli, please do make me a Constitution saving throw for the concentration. Ooh, okay, natural 20 for the con save. You keep your eyes, you keep your brain focused, and your mind clear, even as the creature comes and slams its meaty, beefy flame arms on you. But you do take a hefty amount of damage there. That's Oakheart's turn. That's all it's gonna do. This is the... Okay. Oh, my other tree ant didn't get added. Oh, no. Okay, well, it's a 14, so he'll go right after Dagonet. There we go. All right. This one here, they're slow, lumbering creatures. You know what? Let's see. Let's see how smart this animated tree is. Okay, an 11. So he's going to make the easier of the two decisions here, which is get right behind Eli, and is going to make 2 attacks, 27 and 26. That is 9 bludgeoning damage and another 16 bludgeoning damage. I believe, Eli, that does bring you down.
Yeah.
So Eli collapses to the floor, unfortunately unable to withstand the absolute onslaught that had come out from these tree creatures. If it had rolled higher, would have chosen Lucky, but it made the dumb decision, which was attack right what was next to it. Okay, so Eli, the 16 will just put you at 0, so don't worry about what happens afterwards. So you're just at 0 now, okay? That is the animated tree's turn.
Do we ever figure out what happens to my weapon?
So it's not concentration. It just lasts how long?
A minute.
So it
So
just
it's
remains.
floating there. Okay.
It
cool.
remains without control
Yes.
until you're. I
Until
think
you're
some people
conscious.
at the tables say that it just disappears because you're not there to use it. But I
Yeah.
don't care if it stays or if it goes or
Okay.
whatever.
I,
So,
I can't remember. I feel like this has come up once before, and I couldn't remember what we ended up doing. Okay, cool.
Pez, your buddy Eli's on the ground, and there's some big old trees.
Yep. So, I don't want Eli to be down because then they'll go for other people, and I'm other people. Could I like stabilize him in some sort? Sorry, it's been a while, so I have healing word and I have some potions.
So Healing Word is a bonus action spell. It will instantaneously give him health back. He will not make any death saves from here or whatever. Or you can save that because everyone is safe on the first death save, right? That's the thing. As long as you don't, a natural 1 is only 2 death saves failed. So the first one is always, fine, and unless they get attacked by something. So we'll have to, we'll have to see. So he'll instantly come back to consciousness. The potions, you will have to run over there and use an action to put a potion in his mouth and stroke Eli's gullet to make sure he drinks it all, and then he will be revived that way. You can also stabilize by going over there and making a medicine check. If you would like to with your action, and that will stabilize him from death saves, but will not bring him back.
I'm not going over there. I'm going to use healing word.
Okay, yes, Healing Word is very strong. Can bring someone back away from you at 60 feet. So go ahead and roll me Healing Word. I believe even though it's a bonus action, you can cast higher level if you feel like casting higher level. I don't know what you have remaining right now on your character sheet.
And that would heal him the additional numbers if I cast at a higher level?
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
I'm going to do... What levels do I have? Okay.
Probably have up to 2, I think. Okay.
7?
So it'll be 10 total because the base was 3 plus the next 7. So there you go. That'll be 10 total hit points granted back to Eli. Eli, Pez yells at you. You feel infused with healing magic, and you are now conscious, though still prone on the ground. Pez, that was a bonus action. You still have your action and your movement remaining. What would you like to do?
I had a plan. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do. I have an action, right? So I can cast another thing.
So generally, you can only cast 1 spell per turn.
I'm gonna not do that then.
Okay.
Does
You've got dash, disengage, hide, and dodge as action options that are not attack. If you needed something.
if I can't do a spell, I think I'm just gonna shoot him. I guess I do like 2 points of damage or something.
Right.
I'm helping. 17?
Light crossbow, 17 hits. 7 piercing. That's a good strike, especially for that light crossbow. But you note the same thing, that it doesn't seem like it does enough. More bark is chipped off of the body, but it definitely seems like it could have done more. Okay. All right, Pez, you gonna stay where you're at?
Yeah, Dagonate's bigger than me.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Oddwald notes that things are not going well and sees, well, probably behind some of the bark of the tree here, that Eli has gone down. Let's see. Oddwald, what would you do here, man? How brave are you today? Let's roll for it.
I mean, he did get yelled at about not being brave by himself, by his own
True.
conscience.
True. Yeah. Okay. Okay. He's gonna run and he's gonna jump off this, and he's going to. Well, he has the magical things on, so he can't glide. He can't spread his wings, but he will jump down here and he's going to make a dash action. He's gonna run this way. And we kind of like see him peeking out from beside this here, and he's looking, and we get like the camera shot of him looking down at Eli and like panic in his eyes. it seems he's gonna try and do something at some point in time. Okay, Dagonet, it's your turn. There are trees everywhere. Eli's on the ground.
First, these damn snakes and now the trees. Oh my god. He's gonna take a step in closer,
Okay.
dropping his spear and whipping out quarterstaff.
Okay.
And Fiery Boy is gonna whack at him.
One hand. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Bardic Inspiration.
Who is this against? Big one or little one?
Fiery.
Okay. Even with Bardic Inspiration, you will not be able to get it.
Okay. Well, he can attack again.
Yes, you can. A 10. With Bardic Inspiration, you could probably maybe get it. But it's up to you.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. It's a 1d6 Pez, is that correct?
1d8.
1d8. Okay.
Yep.
A 4 just misses against Oakheart here, unable to make any contact. But I think we stylize this as, again, like with the mace, the quarterstaff slams into the side of the bark and rebounds off, shaking you in your armor, and it doesn't seem to be doing as much as you want it to. Okay. You have bonus action if you want to use it.
I'm gonna second wind.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Go ahead and roll.
Right in the middle.
It's just your health hit die without the con modifier plus your level. So you are level 5, so those would be 11 total hit points returned. Okay. Oh, we did find out, by the way, your action surge does not cost a bonus action. You just can do it once a day. So that's another thing as well. Someone called me out in the YouTube comments, and I was like, I will look that up, and they were right.
Good to know.
So, all right, that is Dagonet's turn. Eli, you are conscious and on the ground. What do you want to do, my friend?
Eli mad.
Eli probably should be.
Eli is going to angrily slam his mace down, get up using it as a little walking stick, I suppose, and he is going to flick his right arm, or his left arm because he's right-handed. The spiritual weapon's gonna swing.
22 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage for the spiritual weapon. 10 more force damage as the spiritual weapon buzzes its way through like a drill into some wood, dealing a significant amount of damage here. You feel the heat begin pouring off of Oakheart here as more and more openings have been made in his body. You get the feeling that if you stick around in the general vicinity, you will start taking some kind of fire damage.
He is going to use his action to heckin' disengage. And then make a plan for later next turn.
That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, make a plan for later. Okay, so where are you gonna? Yeah, you're gonna head that way.
Yeah, he's got a plan.
Yeah.
He just
So you
can't do
get
it.
up, you do the thing. Heat is now pouring off of Oakheart here. Oddwald sees you run that direction. You watch, and we kind of get that look from where Oddwald is. He turns to look at you and see kind of like this relief in his little crow eyes. But he's, he can't move right now. So, anyways, Eli, good turn. Other tree ant. Blur. Hello, Lucky. Say hello to my other tree friend.
The best part is I can't see anything because there's no light. So I'm just in the dark now.
Oh, hang on. They should be
Do they emit light?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, well they're not for me.
They're not
Lucky
doing
is
it?
in the dark.
Hang on. It depends on how we have this page set up, so that could be my fault that it's
No, you're fine. I
that
was
these
like,
aren't doing the thing.
perfect. Now I see.
Yeah, I had it on the wrong. So they have two types of light right now. And so I might have had the wrong one set up. There we go. There we go. That should be all of them now. Nice. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Everyone at home could see everything anyways, but hey. So this, as the tree comes over, it picks up one of the stones off the ground, just picks up one of the loose volcanic stylized tiles and hurls it at you as it walks over for an 11. And then when it gets there, it will slam down one of its meaty, fiery arms around at you here. Even with your cover, this slam attack is going to hit for 11 bludgeoning damage. But that is its turn. And Lucky, that does mean it is now your turn. What would you like to do here?
Okay. Lucky is
Yes. Indeed.
Knowing it's there's just I'll take it. Excuse me. And he question DM wise, never played a ranged character before.
Absolutely.
Am I still allowed to attack on somebody else from farther away, or is
it will be at disadvantage because you are actively being harried by someone in your vicinity, right? So like we stylize things in Dungeons and Dragons as like, oh, they make an attack, but everything is always happening simultaneously. So like what we do is you're dodging everything else or fighting against everything else. We just happen to say there's one opportunity for them to actually do damage to you. So if you do make a shot, it is at disadvantage.
Yeah, second question, full action to ready a sword as opposed to already having had my longbow.
So the way that I do
drawn.
for bows is if you toss your bow aside, right? You don't put it away, you don't do anything else, but you throw it to the side, you can draw your sword as using your movement.
Okay.
That's how I've always done it. People do it as actions. I like using it as movement instead because it's technically part of you moving as a character.
Yeah, he's gonna toss his bow aside. You say just as your movement? Cool.
As part of your movement, yes.
He throws it away. Oh god, it's in my book. And then he moves with his bonus action Hunter's Mark from Oakheart to this very naughty treant next to him.
Okay.
And he is going to pull his rapier out and attack.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me. That is a natural 20, so that feels pretty good.
Sweet.
Go ahead and roll me some damage for that.
Okay.
And I will move your Hunter's Mark.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the
Before I
Hunter's
forget.
Mark first because it takes typing and I hate it.
Yeah, that's true. And I should add that at some point in time. But yes.
You're fine.
So, it's
and
going to
a
be
plus
2d6. 2d6 for your Hunter's Mark. So go ahead and do another d6 for me.
Sure. And it's also +2 for dueling.
Dueling. Absolutely.
Yeah, I forgot.
So, Jesus, Lucky is so strong. So that
He's
is
also so weak. Morally.
also yeah, well, so that's 24 points of damage here. You strike hard and true, and you watch as the rapier, its thin blade sinks deep into the fiery bark creature in front of you. But when you pull it out, and you feel like this little pinprick of heat exuding from the mark, okay, it doesn't seem to have done as much damage as you really wanted it to, but well struck.
Lucky looks around. He's like, he can try some again with this extra attack. Like,
Yeah,
I can't do
go for it.
anything 'cause I'm gonna do that. Boop, boop. No.
A 13 for this creature is not enough to hit.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not enough to pierce through the hard bark hide. But the first strike was very strong.
I feel like it's that scene where the sword, it's like, whee!
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Perfect rapier scene. Okay. I think that's everything then, Lucky, huh? All right. Oakheart. Well, Oakheart sees one target in front of him, and so he will make do with only having one target. An 11 does not hit the 23 Dagonet. All right. 10 fire damage as one of the fists, you dodge out of the way of one, get your shield up in time, but the next one, boom, slams down directly into you, denting your fine armor. Luckily, I mean, with only 10 damage, that's actually pretty good for you, considering the damage roll with lots of ones. So it seems that was a glancing blow comparatively to the previous ones. Okay, that is Oakheart's turn. So everyone in 5 feet of his vicinity, which I believe is just Dagonet, is going to take 1d6 points of fire damage due to the amount of heat that is exuding from them. So it's another 2 points of fire damage there, Dagonet. Okay. The other tree ant, this is the one that, well, was behind you, Eli, is now behind you, is going to do the same thing, and it slams down multiple times. An 11 and a 21, Dagonet. Is a 21 hit? Yeah? Okay. That's another 14 points of bludgeoning damage from the other tree ant here. Okay, Dagonet's still up, though. Dagonet is still up. Yeah, this one fell, and I think it's like you dodge out of the way of the first one here, you get glancing blowed by the second one, and then there's 2 more attacks behind you. You can't get away from them all. Pez, you watch as Dagonet is between 2 giant fiery trees being battered on all sides. What do you want to do here?
Click some buttons. Yeah, I'm just doing the stuff.
Okay.
So their attacks are melee, right?
Yes, it seems to be that, but you did catch that one of them ripped up one of the tiles from the ground and chucked it at Lucky, but it did not strike them.
So aggressive.
The test.
Ah, jeez. Dagonet, you're doing great. You're so strong. These guys got nothing on you. You're the best. I'm gonna just do another bardic inspiration on Dagonet.
I love that Pez is just so panicked the entire time they're trying to be inspiring. Yeah, I totally believe in you, except for that one time, and now this time.
This time it'll work out for sure. No problem. I'm just gonna do a healing word on Dagonet because I feel like they hurt a little bit. 10.
10? Yeah, okay. There you go. How many second level spells do you have remaining here, Pez?
1.
1? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So 10 points of healing. Nice. Feels good. So Pez, movement and main action still? Is that correct?
Good luck! And then she's just gonna go back where Lucky is. Just flip over there.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, so backing up behind, you're trying to get away from all these trees. It's probably a pretty good idea here. Oddwald is going to run over to Eli. Eli, are you okay? I'm sorry, I can't. He looks back over. He's like, I didn't think they'd try and kill us. He's very panicky, but he's like checking on you. He can't really do anything, but you know. Does Eli say anything to him?
Do I still have the key?
Yes.
Eli will. I don't know if you heard the dog.
Oh, I didn't.
Big snort. She's excited. I think he'll hold up the key if he can and just say, "We could use your help."
Yeah, Oddwald's eyes will go wide, but like, I think we get this point like where everything kind of slows down and we watch as like Dagonet is getting punched from both sides. There's fire and like the trees are roaring out and Lucky's getting punched. Pez is running away and ducking down behind Lucky and this pillar, and it's like all of this stuff, and Oddwald's just looking at yeah, okay, yeah.
So he takes it?
Yeah. He takes the key, and he will use his action on this turn to unlock his manacles. All right. Oddwald is free. While he does the unlocking, though, he does, like, take some more steps backwards this way, and he's got his back against the wall, trying to buy himself a little bit of time here. Dagonet,
Bro, same.
what would you like to do?
What type of
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
thing? What type of thing is disengage?
An action. It is a
Full
full
action?
action. Yep. Got dash, dodge, disengage, and hide as full action abilities, as well as making ability checks of some kind.
All right. Can't believe I'm gonna die to these damn trees. And he's gonna jab the quarterstaff to the dude behind him,
Okay.
to the green boy.
Slightly less charred and fiery. That is a natural one. I think you come around and you swing as hard as you can, and it and like jars itself out of your hand and goes clattering down to the ground.
He's gonna take his hand axe and just chop it at fiery boy in front of him.
Love it. Go for it. Okay, so this is back on Big Boy.
Yeah.
21 definitely hits. Go ahead. 5 slashing damage as you hack into the tree. That felt pretty good. That sunk in really nicely. And you wrench the axe back out.
And I want to action surge to disengage.
Yes. I think that works that way. Go for it. Why not?
Do I still have movement?
Yeah, you have 25 feet of movement.
He's going right there.
Yeah, okay. Trying to get over to the side, absolutely. You still have a bonus action. I'm not sure if there's anything for you to utilize with that, but you still do have a bonus action. Okay. Eli, you've given away the key. You are burnt and bruised and broken. What do you want to do?
Eli is going to step forward, and as he does, he'll take another whack at the spiritual weapon. So that'll be this.
The 11 is not enough to hit this time.
Gross. Okay, that's fine. And he is going to cast. He's going to just kind of slow walk like Gohan fighting Cell, and just the warriors of Gaspard will aid us in this test. And he's going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh shit, son. Okay, what level?
Level 3.
Okay, we're pulling out the big guns.
It's the minimal level for this spell.
Okay.
And so, it didn't post the
How-
text.
Right. But how is it when you cast your Spirit Guardians? What does it look like?
So, the similar kind of ribbon aesthetic sort of forms. It's described as like flitting spirits around you. And in this case, it's I'd like to think like Three Musketeers looking situation.
Sure.
The quote unquote head one is clearly a depiction of Gaspard.
Yes.
They're Gerbine.
Yeah.
One of them is just sort of pretty generic looking Gerbine. One of them looks a lot like Lucky.
Oh.
And he's going to be walking forward with his little trifecta here. And the only creatures unaffected by this effect are going to be my allies.
Absolutely. What is the range for this?
This is within 15 feet of me.
15
so
feet.
I will be Oh my goodness. There we go.
Yeah, so you tell me where
I'll
you're
be
at.
right here, next to Dagonet, and just sort of nod at him weakly as I stand up next to him. And let me go ahead and see if I can post this effect in here. I don't know why it didn't. How do I do that? Oh my goodness.
So in your spells, you're gonna have to go to the cogwheel and have it output as a spell card rather than attack. But you can also have it do both.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
There it is. You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you in a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you're good or neutral, their respective form appears angelic or fey. You've already decided what they are. They will deal radiant damage. Designate any number of creatures you see to be unaffected, which is all of your friends. Affected creatures' speed is halved in the area. When they enter it for the first time or on a turn they start there, they make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they take 3d8 radiant damage. Jesus Christmas. Okay, let me make sure that this is one more outwards from here. I'm just making sure that I got your circle right. And I will attach this to your token as well.
Perfect.
So it'll just move with you as we go through this here. Okay, so this.
And he'll just sort of, to close out his turn, level his mace toward Oakheart, and the three spirits will do the same with their rapiers.
Dagonet, don't worry, I'm not removing you forever. I just need to do this so I can
Dagonet's
group
dead.
them. So I can group these correctly. Sorry.
All's dead. Oh my god, my friends are
Everyone's dead. Everyone's
Oh my
gone.
God,
All
what
right,
have I
there it
done?
is. They're all gone. Finally, right, guys? Haha, that's crazy. That's crazy.
We didn't even make it
back.
30 episodes, dude.
Yeah.
We were gone for 3 weeks.
We were so close.
What happened?
There we go.
What happened?
I'm just gonna test this real quick, and then it'd be good. Oh, it didn't work. It sort of worked.
Sort
That's
of
weird.
works.
It sort of works. All right, well, it sort of works. I'll move you back. That's
That's the summary of me as a person.
it sort of works. That's weird. The group doesn't want to work. All right, whatever. Okay. Cool. So is that your whole turn?
That's all he can do. Action, bonus action.
Sounds very good. Okay. This tree ant is the one over by Lucky, is going to do the same thing. He's going to make 2 slam attacks here against Lucky. A 21 and an 11. I believe the 21 does indeed hit. That is 10 bludgeoning damage, Lucky. Almost enough to put you down, but still alive. Still alive. Okay. Not even close. And that's all it's going to do there. Lucky, it is now your turn.
Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop 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 beep. We're just gonna keep sticking it.
Yep.
Gonna stick it, stack it. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
pardon, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What I have seen, Dagonet, Chippity Chop, his tree with his hickety hand axe.
With a hand axe.
Yes.
What is your passive perception?
15.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's like, he throws his rapier away. denies
Clatter,
his
clatter,
movement,
clatter. Uh-huh. Clatter,
pulls
clatter,
out
clatter.
His hand axe. He's like, hey! And he's gonna chippity chop it.
Yeah, go for it.
15 for the first one.
Yeah, the first one, I believe that does there. No, that just misses. Just on the outside of
No.
hitting.
Put his. He's gonna try to hit it again.
Yeah, go for it. 23 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage for this one.
Okay, damage +2 because there's a melee weapon.
Yep, yep,
And then 1d6 again, I believe.
yep.
Ow!
Yeah, so 8 slashing damage, and you feel thunk, the axe sink in, and you have to wrench it back out, and you see, like, you watch some of this, like, spray of like, chunks of charcoal, essentially, heated charcoal fall off from it. That felt solid. That felt like it did something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
Perfect. Do you have a bonus action you want to use? I'm not sure if you have anything that's floating around. Okay. Oakheart, starting inside the three Gaspard heroes, the three Musketeers, has to make a wisdom saving throw here. He's very wise. What is your save DC here?
14.
14. So he just saved, so he'll take half the damage of your... I mean, you can roll it again. Go ahead and roll it again.
I have.
It's 3d8 when they start there.
Oh, is it because I changed the output? It disappeared off of my. Disappeared off my.
Was it like gone?
No, it was under my attacks. Hang on.
Oh, it might be. Yeah, it might be because you changed the setting on it.
Hang on. I got this.
Hanging.
I was so.
Yep, there it is.
So ready for it.
Hanging.
Oh my god, please, dude! One monitor.
I'm-
Never
I'm-
go back.
yeah.
Never
I'm,
go back
I'm
to a one
watching. I'm
monitor
watching
setup.
Eli go around on this thing, fighting it all. Okay, go ahead and roll me damage by clicking the word Spirit Guardians in there.
It
I believe.
It did not.
Oh no,
work.
it did. Okay, 3d8. Yeah, 15 points of damage. He'll take half for the save, so we round down. But he like walks into the Spirit Guardians. Yes, show me your power, and we'll take that brunt of that damage. And you feel as like they get hacked up from all this radiant damage, you feel more and more of the heat coming off of it here as it approaches you. Both you and Dagonet will end up taking. It ends up instead of 1d6, it ends up being 2d4. As more and more of his body is being wrenched away and the heat inside strikes at you, that is 6 points of damage. And he's going to slam down twice on Dagonet here, a 26 and a 27. For a total of, 29 points of fire damage.
Oh, he down.
Yeah,
He's down
okay.
real hard.
Yeah. Boom, boom. And Dagonet falls to the ground, unconscious, but still within the vicinity of all of the Spirit Guardians here. Okay. That is tough. I'm gonna mark you as prone there. That is its entire turn. The next treant here is going to try. He's like, dang it, I can't get through. Is going to try and move around this here. And I think by the time he gets all of his movement, he will have to make the save anyways because he starts his turn in there. A 14. So he'll take the full brunt of the 15 points. It's the 15 because it was on that same turn, Rob. So he'll take 15 points of damage here. Yeah, being hacked apart. You watch as the radiant energy is just swirling around them.
Wait, I'm sorry. He did a 14.
Yes, isn't it yours 15?
He just makes.
Oh,
Mine's
shit.
14.
Wait, my bad. Still very effective comparatively to trying to poke it with a stick. But he's not gonna have enough movement to get all the way anywhere, so he's gonna rip up 2 pieces of the tiling on the ground and throws one at Eli, and the other arm throws over at Oddwald. 27 for the first. 34 for the second? What? No way. Yeah, it is. Wow, holy shit. He rolled like almost max. Well, Oddwald's still alive. That's interesting. But Eli, I believe that does put you down again. Okay. Spirit Guardians is concentration. Spirit Guardians will fade away.
Probably hear Lucky from the other side of the room yell at Oswald, "Do something!" Just
Yeah.
pissed.
That's the treant's turn. Pez, what do you want to do? 2 of your friends are down on the ground.
Is throwing a thing at someone an action, or is that?
Depends on what you're trying to throw. How we stylize it. If it's like an attack, absolutely. If you're tossing something to a friend, probably.
I would toss my wand to Oddwald is kind of the plan here.
That is very far.
Yeah, I would move and then.
Okay. Yes, that would be an action because it's a far throw and you're throwing a stick at Oddwald and hoping it's close enough to hit him, and so he can catch it.
How far can I get? Where's that ruler?
You can move 25, so the closest you could get is likely within vicinity of him here, or around this area. Your clearest line of sight is this block here.
Okay. Just gonna scoot her a little bit. Just no.
This is in range of the heat, though.
Yep. I'm fine. And Oddwald, you can borrow my stick, and I'm gonna chuck it. Yeah, I want it back. And then I'm gonna.
Roll me. Oh gosh, roll me just a dexterity check here, or acrobatics, either way, because you're proficient. So. An 8.
Can I reroll it?
With your fated die? Yes.
Yeah.
22. We watch, the camera pans as the stick goes flying through the air, the covering of it coming free, Oddwald's wand shining in the firelight as he catches it in his hands. And he looks up at you, but he doesn't say anything just yet. Pez, is there anything else you want to do?
So you can borrow it, and then the healing word's bonus action, right?
It is indeed.
When did I become the healer?
When our healer started. Our poor cleric.
I hate it. I'm gonna throw it on. Dagonet.
You hate it?
What?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw one on Dagonet. Or just, yeah.
Okay. So 8 healing. Okay. There you go. Dagonet, you're on the ground. That is 8, but Oddwald catches the stick. And, my wand? And Oddwald, well, Oddwald is, a very high-level spellcaster. Oddwald is going to cast, oh my goodness. He's going to cast Magic Missile at... Oh, hang on. Why won't it let me cast it at a higher level? Please. Using a spell of second or higher. Spell creates one more dart for each slot above first. Okay. He's going to cast it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At 5th level. So he gets 6 magical force darts. This will also be +1 for the damage here, so technically it's +5 because he has his wand back in his hands. And he points them all at Oakheart. Says, "Don't hurt my friends!" And all of these magical missiles go flying across and slam into Oakheart, knocking him backward a step with the force of the barrage. And Oakheart slumps downwards, pieces of the bark crumbling away as he stumbles backwards towards the podium on which you found him. The trees around you fade, crumble, ashes, dust, and the rest of their fire fading from the light. And Oddwald says, Eli! And he runs over to Eli here, and he's going to attempt to make a medicine check to stabilize. He does indeed. Eli, you are stabilized, but not healed, but indeed stabilized here.
Does that mean I'm conscious or no?
No, stabilization means you are not making death saves.
Good
So
enough for
he doesn't
me.
have like a healer kit. He's the only way he has to heal you is
I
if he
have
brought
a
you
healer kit.
is if he raised you from the dead as a reanimate corpse kind of deal. So I don't think we're gonna go that far with that yet.
I'll take this, thanks.
But he falls backwards onto the pedestal here. Old Oakheart. And he like just leans backwards, and he seems to be quietly observing the room here. What do you guys want to do?
I'm
gonna-
taking a nap.
So Eli's conscious?
No,
Not
Eli
conscious.
is
Okay.
not
Nuh-uh.
conscious.
Like, look, he's just like shuffled over and is like holding up part of Eli's now unconscious limp body. It's just like, help him!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you what you want to do about it.
The Pez is gonna waddle on over there. Don't worry. Apparently, I heal people now. This is my job, I guess. And I'm just gonna throw
I am
another.
sorry.
You do have healing potions if you don't want to use spell slots.
I
That's up to you.
So I just have it labeled as 8 healing potions. I know I have a
Yeah,
couple.
it's 2d4 plus 4, I
Okay.
believe, for a standard healing potion.
Don't worry, Lucky. It's gonna be fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Everything worked out perfectly. This is great. Look at us. Wow. I'm gonna take out a healing potion and just drink up, Eli. Good juice. Wakey, wakey. No problems here.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me 2d4 plus 4, Pez, as you attempt to revive your friend Eli.
I typed it wrong. Sorry.
Okay.
2, 4, 4. 8.
There you go. Okay, so Eli, conscious again on the ground. Pez over near you. You guys are all over here, but I'm just gonna go ahead. We don't need to be on the map anymore, regardless. But, you're all there. Oakheart awaits. What else do you want to do?
Eli weakly looks at Oddwald. Just told you.
Looks down at his wand. How did you get this?
Found it.
He's removed the oddball disguise.
Thought I locked it away.
Maybe you want him to go for a walk. I don't know.
Okay. What else, my friends?
Were you planning on keeping it, or?
This is my wand.
I mean, I found it.
I mean, but it's mine. Like, this is like, he holds it up to you, and like in bird scratch on it, it says Oddwald.
I mean, there's a lot of oddballs out there.
Like he's gonna
This was locked in my office.
like he's gonna.
I mean,
tug on
obviously
Pez's
it's that.
cloak, Be like, he saved our butts with it. We would have been gone. So
I just,
He does look at it though. Closes his eyes. He squints. He goes, okay, how about this? I'm not even supposed to have this. You hold on to it for now, right? And maybe if they take my manacles off for good, they'll give it back. Yeah.
yeah, if an emergency arises or anything, we can revisit this later. You know, I'll just safekeeping.
Very reluctantly gives it back, and then he picks up the manacles off the ground and hands those to you too, and he puts out his claws. Okay, put me back in. And no one tells the council, right?
Not a word. Not a word.
Okay. Clap, clap, locked. He looks over his shoulder at the embers of the tree that still remain. So, what are we gonna do about that guy?
Well, I'd say we hopefully passed his test. I guess it's time to find out what we win. And Eli will get up and start walking over to Oakheart.
As you walk over to Oakheart, and you note now like labored breathing, and you watch as like little molten pieces of the barks are falling off of him.
You have done well, and have passed the test. Come, claim your prize.
Thank you. You fought well.
He goes, and he slams his arm into the chest portion of his body and rips it open. You are beset by an icy wind coming from his body, and you watch as frost begins to cover each of his extremities and comes out from the inside of him.
The Borealis, it is yours.
Rob doesn't know whether or not to touch it. Eli will hold out his hands.
You gonna go get it, or are you waiting for him to hand it to you?
He will wait for it to be handed to him.
Oakheart looks down and goes,
I don't know if I have the strength to pull it out.
Will this kill you?
Yes. I have lived a very, very long time. I go the blessing of the Night Father, that I may pass on to you this burden. Put this one in the flames, such as its power, or the wood shall freeze.
watch as the flames begin to dim around you. The wind becomes more chill. Ice begins to form on your spines.
You call it a burden. This will save the entire wood.
And
So-
such has been my task.
And you watch as the fire dies in his eyes.
Lucky's gonna shuffle over and take his quiver and try to dump out as many arrows as possible and be like, you don't want to carry it. You can put it in there.
Will it fit?
It's a really big quiver now. Like,
Well, let's show you what it looks like, shall we? It's on here somewhere. Where did I put you? Magical item. Oh, the efficient quiver's on here. Hey guys, look at that. The efficient quiver. Okay, here it is. Borealis. Let me go to player. There it is. This is the Borealis. It is a staff. Should have showed you all. Boom, there it is.
oh, never mind. I thought it was like a.
It's in your journal as well now. It is an icy staff that somewhat resembles a finger.
It'll fit. This fits quarter staffs, I think. Maybe we can try. If you want to.
Are you using the magical quiver or
The efficient quiver. Yeah.
Okay. Someone roll me an Arcana check.
guess me.
Is anyone proficient in Arcana? I feel like I've asked this before, but it's been so long. Okay, an 11. Eli, you look at the efficient quiver, knowing some things about extra-dimensional space, but you're not super sure about this. Oddwald is luckily very good at Arcana and is going to go ahead and roll this. He almost rolls a natural 20. He goes, yes, put it inside now! Now! Do it! Take it out of him!
He's like pointing at the tag. It says right there.
Eli will place his hands on the staff and just say to Oakheart, your death is not in vain. Thank you. And he'll just yoink it.
Yeah, as you wrench the staff from inside Oakheart, where it had been essentially, you note now all of the embers around that area. It looks like when lava has cooled and hardened over time, it's just this blackened obsidian rock around the edges of the staff itself. And as you pull it out, a chill gust through the previously still room expands outwards roughly 30 feet from your location, and it feels so cold to the touch. You feel your paws numbing immediately.
I'm gonna put it in the quiver.
And you put it inside the efficient quiver. Luckily, Oddwald was correct. The extra-dimensional space does not seem damaged by the staff, since it can hold javelins and things of that length, as well as this enormously magical item being placed within it. The wind fades away behind you. You feel the heat of the room once again, buried so far beneath the ashen grove that you are. And Eli shakes off his paws and maybe rubs some of the frost off of his extremities. And that's where we're going to take our break. So thank you guys for joining us for episode 29 of DieFall Alderheart Part 1. We will be back in about 5 minutes to continue the rest of today's episode. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today on DieFall Alderheart episode 29. It has been so long, and I'm glad you came out to see it today. If you want to get caught up on all of the old stuff, the new stuff, our other shows, you can head on over to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/runawayrobot. Or if you would like the podcast format, audio only format better, you can head on over to Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud and look up DieFall Dungeons and Dragons or DieFall Podcast. So we have a second show that is on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It is our Dark Matter show. It's D&D in space, called Conspiracy in the Stars. And it's a very, very good time. We have a couple of new players there, and it's been very fun to get them into the game proper. Again, thank you guys for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. We will be right back. Welcome back to DieFall Alderheart episode 29. Rob's Got a Dog. This is now the Rob's Got a Dog show. There it is. That's Rocks. Everybody wave. Pat, say hi. Say hi or I'll ban you. Good. Good. Cute dog. Cute pup. All right. So, where we left off, the old Oakheart had asked. The Borealis having been torn from his body, his job had been completed. His task is through and is on the other side. But now you have the Borealis in a magical dimensional pocket of a quiver, and I guess probably a job to do. So, what would you guys like to do?
Lucky's actively scooping up any extra arrows and trying to shove them into the extra side compartment, the small compartment on the side. Like, what am I thinking? Can't go without arrows. Where am I? God, I was so stupid.
You can fit them all in. I wouldn't worry about it. They all fit.
The moment of like heroic, she's like,
yeah, get them all out. Yeah, exactly. But now I don't have arrows. Yeah, and you retrieve all of your weapons. Yes, the dropped ones and otherwise. Everything has been retrieved and maybe even Dagonet takes a moment to knock out some of the dents in the armor that were suffered from the giant blows of the trees. Okay. What else?
Should we feel kind of bad about that?
Well, he was going to kill us. It was unfortunately either or, I think.
I don't think he was meant to kill us. I think he was truly meant to test if we had what it takes to stop the aspect. It was his dying wish to make sure the job got done. At least that's how I
Like he's gonna
interpret it.
huff and be like, but I mean, did we get the job done? He looks over at Oddwald. I don't know about you
Yeah.
guys. I'm pretty nervous now.
Well, as with all that we do, we acted as a team.
Is Oddwald part of our team now? No offense, Oddwald. Is Oddwald part of our team now?
I mean, given the
I'll take
present given the present circumstance, I think it makes the most sense.
I mean, can we just like make a group agreement now that we trust him? Cause I don't know, man. That hurt a lot before you had a chance to do anything, and not saying you're the best, no offense, but we're getting
None
there.
taken.
We're working back up on the favors list. Favor, I guess. I'm not gonna tell anybody if you take the handcuffs off of me. That's all I'm saying.
No. I'm not missing my opportunity to have redemption in the council's eyes. And I know that you probably won't tell them, but he looks around at each of you. You're good people. And I don't need to give you more reasons to lie than, necessary.
Listen, we'll handle the council when it comes time to handle the council.
I
Right
think
now-
this is.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this is a lie that we can live with.
But we can always try, and then if we don't have what it takes, then we throw Oswald in the game, you know?
Right. I'm like, I'm your backup, right? I can sit in the back and not be in harm's way because he looks down and you can see he's broken and bloodied and bruised where that one stone hit him and almost killed him outright. I'm good. I know it's kind of weird, but there's a corpse in the corner and we just got the magical item and thing and MacGuffins and otherwise we should probably head back, but I think we could take a little breather here.
I definitely agree with that.
Okay.
Right next
Looks
to the
rough.
dead guy?
He's not going anywhere.
It's gonna kind of take a. I imagine we have a resting, a blanket or something.
Your packs all have your stuff, so yeah,
Pulls
probably.
out a blanket of some sort. And he just kind of covers up the. Yeah, all right. Now we don't get anymore, right?
How big is your blanket?
Not very big.
Okay,
He's just
so-
covering up the hole, pretty much. Just,
Oh, just.
look, now he's just sleeping.
Looks good to me.
Right? You okay, Pez?
Yep. It's perfect. It's like the blanket sinking in where the hole is.
Kind of rolls off a little bit. It's perfect.
He's not gonna smell bad, probably.
Yeah, trees don't really smell too bad, but it's kind of charcoal-y in here, it's either we rest down here or out in the ashy desert or in the room full of lava and
Yeah, I'm
flame
not too comfortable
traps.
with the lava area. I think this is alright.
Just he pulls out his his bedroll and he throws it on the ground. And he sits down on it. Yeah, we're gonna take a little nap. I think we're probably pretty safe down here.
I'll I'll keep an eye out at first, just to make sure no other trees, come out of nowhere or something.
So a short rest then? Is that the plan? Because I believe it is still middle of the day, so you're too close to do your long rest. So take a short rest. Go ahead and roll hit die, as many as you would like to recover your hit points. I believe all of you should have all of your hit die at this point in time. Yeah, you guys just you do your thing. You let me know. And ooh, Eli, nice. I like the big number. That's pretty good. Eli with two max HP numbers. Nice.
I should have a short rest thing I can do.
3 max HP hit numbers. Okay, what is it?
It's the Song of Rest deal, so I think they can get more hit points.
Let's see. If you or any friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain hit points by spending hit die, each of these creatures regains an extra 1d6 hit points. So if you don't want to roll one of them, if you think you might take another short rest at some point in time, you want to roll a d6, roll a d6. Yes,
may I rescind that third natural 8?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a lot of hit die being rolled, so go ahead. If you want to take one off and roll the 6, roll the 6. That's a 6! Eli, where was this during the fight?
I don't
Holy
know, man.
crap. Well, I mean, you were on the ground most of it, so you didn't really have a whole lot of chance to roll damage.
That is true. Okay, so 38 plus 8. Yeah, that puts me at exactly my max. That's amazing.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Your short rest comes to an end. And so go ahead and tally up all the hit points that you need to tally up. And you roll up your little bags or whatever, and whatever you're using, maybe having a snack, bandaging some wounds. Like I said, Dagonet knocking out maybe some of the dents in their armor. Now what? An hour has passed. What would you like to do?
I guess we look for a way out. Maybe there's not. We don't have to go back the way we came.
Can you remind me what the way we came looked like? Did it seal up?
Did not. It was just a long, winding cave, ever downwards, and eventually led you to this chamber somewhere deep below the grove.
Okay.
The way back would be that cave, and then you would go to where the lava room was and all the fire jets over the bridge. Then you would take the elevator upwards, and then the gargoyle location sealed behind you.
That's what I was referring to.
Right.
Okay.
So you don't know, but as far as you know, there is only one way in and out of this place.
Okay. Perhaps a quick stroll around the room.
Around this room?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and if you want to do like a investigation of some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If anyone wants to take a look around the room, roll me investigation if you're taking a look for like specific things, or a perception check if you're just kind of keeping an eye out.
You said investigation if we're looking for something specific?
Yeah, like if you're looking for a hidden door or something like that. Otherwise, perception would be like, can I hear anything or see anything in the current vicinity or whatever.
Lucky took my good roll.
Yeah, Eli had a natural 1, Lucky with a natural 20, -1, but a 19, and Pez with a 7. And Eli, I don't think it's that like, your natural 1, it's dark in here or whatever. It's just like, and Lucky the same thing. It's a 19. It's like, you did a pretty thorough scouring of this room.
Oh, I wasn't looking for a door.
What were you looking? What were you looking for? I'm listening.
He's been digging through the bodies to try to find any sprout of life to give to Pez, who clearly seems the most guilty, to be like, I mean, you can go and like plant this once we finish all this, and let go and grow a little tribute.
Which body are you looking at?
Specifically Oakheart. I mean, if there's any like sprig of leaf or life or a root or something.
A
That
19
like
is a
life.
really good investigation, but how far are you willing to go for it? You see.
Elbow and knees, like this is my friend. He's pretty sad about it. Just don't look, Pez.
You find in the little cavity that was where the Borealis was a small crack. A dim light emanates from the upper side of the cavity.
He's gonna like put his hand kind of over it. Is it like emanating heat?
It's
at all?
warm.
He's gonna touch it like. Is it?
The crack itself, it's warm. It doesn't hurt, but it's warm.
He's gonna try to break it out. Like grab what if it's like on a thin like branch kind of root where you can put your hand around it and kind of pull.
So the cat, like his chest is opened up, right?
Mhm.
Very much like chest burster style. Everything is open and out. You are inside that now because it is as big as you are, looking upwards, and there is a crack in the it's the bark itself inside is all hardened and blackened. There's just a crack in the internal portion of that bark that you can see a little bit of light behind, and if you put your paw against, you can feel heat coming from it.
Okay. What do I take it with us or do I want to leave it here? Oh God. Okay. He's gonna take out his hand axe.
Yep.
And what's that over there? I like point the other way and then just like chop into this crack.
Everyone turns around. What is happening? And then there's like a thunk behind, and there's like bark being sprayed places. Like, again, how far are you willing to go for this?
Essentially, as pretty much as much time as they're willing to let him spend on trying to take whatever would be a future life for this creature for Pez to nourish. So, if there's anything that he can take, so as long as the party's willing to let him grease this out, he's like, okay, let's go.
Party, Lucky is inside the corpse of Oakheart, hacking away with an axe.
I mean, Lucky pointed to look over there, so Pez is looking over there.
You do hear the thunking sounds of an axe against wood behind you.
Abnormal sounds are not abnormal for Lucky, right? It's fine.
Okay. Is anyone going to step in and stop Lucky here, or are we just letting this ride?
I feel like
All
Lucky
right. After some time, I assume all of these investigation things, this would all have happened in the last hour you were doing your short rest anyways. You eventually get to a spot where there are these kind of swirled, not branches because it's much too small for that. It's like twigs have encompassed themselves around what looks to be a red glowing stone. It's roughly the size of both of Lucky's paws together.
He's tested for temperature again, kind of hover his hand. Is it really hot?
It's warm. It's not hot,
Okay, he's gonna.
but it just feels warm.
He's gonna pick it up with both his hands.
You can touch it, but you will have to wrench it out of the grip of these like kind of entangling vines here.
Definitely.
Pulled from the blackened vines around it, crunching outwards. You maybe like stumble backwards a little bit out of the cavity that is Oakheart's chest, and you're holding on to what looks to be a glowing kind of red-orange stone. You look deeper inside of it, and it's got this like opalescent quality to it between the reds and the oranges, and you look ever deeper, and you can like feel yourself getting sucked into it, being pulled deeper in, but it just feels comforting and warm.
I got this for you.
What? Where? For? Don't you want to keep it? found it?
You don't want it?
What is it?
I have no idea. I just figured there'd be something in there that would, like, you know, pay homage to him or something for you. You seem pretty upset. Pretty.
I mean, I feel bad. We just killed an old man. He was just there, and then he wasn't. He was trying to kill us.
Oddwald pushes up his imaginary glasses. Actually, that looks like a magical component that would have been used to. And I guess you probably shouldn't feel super bad about it then. He's not really an old man, he's a summoned entity. He's likely existing on maybe some other plane, or, well, it depends. Either you have its heart, or it was a magical component in a summoning ritual. Either way.
Yeah, you should take this, Pez. I don't do much magic stuff.
I mean, it seems nice. Can she hold it like a baby?
Yeah,
I mean, yes, it's small for that. Like, you're a little larger than Lucky is. It's like a hand and a half for you. But yeah, you could cradle it if you felt so inclined.
We should name it. And then, what would happen if we planted it? Would it grow a tree friend?
It looks up and he's like, I'm a necromancer. Not really specializing in the whole summoning thing. Generally, like, dead humanoid body? Yeah, I'll resummon that. That sounds pretty good. It looks like a rock. The glowy orange rock.
We could always ask Teva about it.
Ooh, yeah, Teva would know stuff.
Yeah. He would know, right?
Yeah.
Just keep it safe, okay? I vote Sprighart for the name.
Yeah, little baby Spriggy. Ooh, so cute. Well, thank you. That's very kind. Oh, and then it could be a whole. It's gonna be great. Whatever happens, it seems nice. If anything, it'd be a pillow warmer or something. It's got uses.
Okay, we'll wrap it up though. Keep it safe. You guys are ready to go. Sorry, it took me a little bit. Sorry about that.
All right, I think the front is the only entrance, or I'm sorry, exit out of here. So we might have to do a fair bit of backtracking.
All right. I hope the lava room stayed, not lava, or safeable, or traps are gone,
Well, the lever will be on the side that we're approaching, so it would be easy enough to turn off again. Not looking forward to the stairs back up, though.
When it comes to the door, Dagonet can just knock it down.
You have a high regard of my strength, I see, but that did look a very, very sturdy stone wall, door covering. We'll see when we get there.
You guys want to backtrack your way out and up, it seems. The winding hallway, cave, all the way back to the lava-filled chamber. The chamber itself looks still cooled. The lever where you had used to throw to disable the traps seems to still be in the same position. You proceed past it and up the long elevator ride into the room where the gargoyles were to find that the entrance stone is open.
Well, this is a positive.
The exit door's open?
Yep, there seems to be nothing blocking the door. Or the entrance, I suppose.
Wanna watch Dagonet smash some stuff.
I'm sure in due time we will run into something that Dagonet has to smash.
Hey, as long as you promise.
All right. Maybe after I feel a little better. At the moment, I don't really feel like I have the strength to smash much, but I'll get something to smash for you. We'll see how frustrated I get with building Eliza's deck.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I also forgot about that.
Yeah, like a cafe. Crap. The notes.
Okay, do you take the second long elevator ride up? Yes, good, good. And so you do, and you come out onto the, oh God, exceptionally hot, dry, ashen grove landscape. Out in the, or excuse me, scorched grove landscape out in the middle of nowhere, north of Ashbarrow and very far west of Alderheart. Now what?
Well, I think we have two options. We can go at this thing alone with the Borealis in a dream, or we go back to Alderheart, rally the troops, and see if we can lead an organized assault on containing this once and for all.
I think maybe having the Perch Guard at least with us part of the way might fare a little better than the last time we came up against it. Might get closer at least.
And at the very least, I think we'll at least pass the point of entry into the wood. And if we see that the aspect has encroached a little closer to Alderheart, we can, call an audible there if we need to. Yeah, I think your instinct's right.
Yeah, yeah. We should at least head that way anyways. We'd have to go around and up anyway to where that magic circle thing or whatever the scholars talked about.
Right.
Agree.
The long journey home, then. Roughly 2.5 days worth of travel if you make the direct road there. I'll bring up the map again so you guys can see kind of the path that you had originally taken. That I'll show you guys as well here as I get the big old staff off the page. I think everyone's got the idea of what the Borealis looks like now, huh? So the pink line is kind of how you guys had gotten here, and then from that location you would have gone basically directly over to the frog statue, right? So you can follow the path backwards. Reminder that the orange hashed area is what looks like when you had gone this way, how far the Scorched Grove had essentially been pushed towards Alderheart, either through the expansion of all of the fiery-based creatures that live there that have been moving ever outwards, or the aspect itself laying waste to the portions of the wood. So how would you like to go about this?
Do you think those little fire dudes left?
I'm not sure, but I think that if we're ever vigilant, hopefully we could skirt around them if need be. And if we can't, I don't think they're nearly as dangerous as some of the stuff we face, to be honest.
Yeah, I think
Throw a bolt at them.
Hey, whoa. You know, I'd rather stay in the back.
think it's mostly important that we figure out a way to avoid the ash snakes first. Or, the little firemen, we can you can clearly bury them in the ground like you did before and whatnot, but those snakes are tough. I don't mind scouting a little bit ahead, trying to make sure we can keep an eye out for burrows or tunnels or, shifted land or whatnot, if that's what you guys want.
Just so long as you're not too far ahead. Because I don't want to get stuck up there or anything.
No, I just assumed that they kind of maybe go for like if we tread maybe over their space a little bit, they might be able to sense that we are disrupting there. You know what I'm saying? So try to avoid it a little bit.
Okay. Lucky, if you want to do some scouting, please, you can roll me survival.
Sweet.
Or leading the way back and doing a little bit of scouting action. As well as those of you that are keeping kind of a watch out or doing something else, please roll me perception check. Natural 20 on the survival. We do love to see it. Nice. Okay. 21 perception from Eli, 21 perception from Dagonet, and a 12 from Pez. So this is good. I think, luckily, the rest of the day is rather uneventful going through the grove itself. Remembering on our way in that it seems like a lot of the wildlife that used to exist here in the Scorched Grove has been pushed outwards in fear of the aspect that it walks this area. They don't feel safe, and so they've been moving ever outwards. At least that's the theory. So the Scorched Grove itself is rather quiet, and you find yourself in the evening able to, if you would like, use your nest charm and, get some height and then take a long rest, and Eli can do their thing and whatever. You all go ahead and take an uneventful night's rest. So go ahead and take all your stuff back up if you would like to. I know we already did the short rest, but, I don't want to spoil anything in case we do end up running into something. It's uneventful. The watches go by without a problem. You feel as well rested, though bruised, as you probably could in a time like this. The next day proceeds, Lucky leading the way, with some good eyes from Eli and Dagonet. You're able to pick out and skirt around what seem to be roving patrols of those magmin creatures. It looks like most of the bats, the ember bats, tend to leave you alone or not even come near you. But the magmen seem to be out on some kind of a mission. They seem to move with purpose, but keeping ahead of them, keeping your eyes out, they're hard to miss, especially as you get to the closer portions of the greener areas of the Humblewood. You're able to skirt around them rather successfully. It is concerning, though, that they seem to, like before, be organized in some way. You're not sure what that would mean. Elemental creatures may be beyond your grasp, and even in talking to Oddwald, he kind of just shrugs his shoulders. The amount of research he had done about elementals really went up to the aspect and other types of summoned creatures. These beings seem to be pulled straight out of the ground rather than summoned magically in some way, and it's hard to tell what they might be doing, why they might be doing this. Another night passes. You decide that probably shouldn't push through the night, risk any exhaustion, just in case when you do get to Alderheart, just in case the aspect has already made their way all the way there. The next day comes, you push forward, and eventually find yourselves just outside the clearing of the great central tree of the Humblewood. It's busy. Very busy. But no one seems panicked. Good sign. Everyone seems to be going about their jobs just as diligently as they were when you had left. The roots it has only been a couple of days, even maybe almost a full week. And even now, you can see that the neighborhood of the Roots has expanded. It's become larger. More and more families have been accommodated by all of this. It's really a feat of engineering as you're seeing it now, how it's been integrated into the already available pulley and elevator system of Humblewood. You see now, even as far as the branches go out, more systems have been added to lift and lower from the furthest reaches of the branches neighborhood as well. It's quite incredible. And people are good and happy, and you are recognized a lot of the time. And they welcome you home. You feel somewhat like heroes would. Like, they come and clap you on the back. Some of them hand you food or flowers, and they praise you as the heroes of the wood. And you continue inwards and up the ever scary elevator for Dagonet, up to the main and central market area of the tree. What do you want to do?
Lucky's definitely been taking every single thing anybody's been offering his way. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hard work being a hero. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. He's like got an arms full now of like stuff. He's just like, right, where can we put this stuff? Wait, what? Why are you looking at me like that? I wasn't gonna say no. It's rude.
Oh, lucky. I'll just clap you on the back. Maybe one or two of the things like
Yeah, like a croissant rolls onto the ground.
wait,
It's just
wait,
like, oh god.
Oh, you made me drop my croissant. Sorry. Sorry, I had to.
I have to be quiet. My vote is the council.
Yeah, I can hang on to this stuff a little bit longer, right? It's important to tell him. I agree.
Yeah, I think the council is our first order of business. To see what you can stuff in my pockets. You just kind of
Yeah.
that shirt.
Putting things like down into the breastplate and stuff like that, you know, just like getting it really in there.
Shoving breadsticks in your purse.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now we got snacks.
To the council it is. If we all remember how Alderheart is set up, the council is towards the top, the very top, the council plaza in the upper levels of Alderheart. You take the elevator all the way up and exit onto the plaza main, and it is busy. People here seem to be preparing for something, but you're not really sure what it is yet. The council chambers are, as they always are, guarded by two guards. One you always recognize, but have never got the name of, recognizes you coming in.
Ah, heroes. Welcome back. I suppose you want to speak to whoever's in. Yes, is that? I think.
Looks and sees Oddwell. He's like,
Your brother's not in. I'm not really sure where he is. I think maybe only the speaker's here. I'll go check again. Oh, please come in. You look, honestly, you look right awful and covered in ash and blood and burns and tough week, huh?
I mean, it makes us look tougher, don't you think?
Yes, of course. I mean, and Pez, you look the toughest of everyone. I've never seen such a tough-looking Luma.
I found so many more muscles.
Well, look, I mean, flex your wing for me. Let's see how big they are.
Well, I mean, I don't want you to be embarrassed or anything, you know.
No. I want to see what the hero's got.
Well, prepare yourself. I'm gonna keep my sleeves on, so hopefully create
Yeah,
the
yeah,
illusion
yeah.
of having muscle.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so you keep the sleeves on and you flex it up. He goes,
Yeah.
I am so happy that Alderheart is protected by heroes like you.
Is he pulling my leg?
roll me an insight check.
14?
No, he's absolutely serious. He may be playing a joke with like the muscles and things like that, but him saying he's happy to have heroes like you protecting, it seems sincere.
We all have our part to play, citizen. You're doing great.
He chuckles and opens the door and kind of shakes his head as the camera follows you guys. And he's,
Anteroom's always where it is. Go and sit and wait.
and he walks away. You have a moment to yourselves here in the anteroom chamber. Is there anything that you guys would like to discuss before meeting with whatever council representative is available?
What do you think your brother is?
Maybe home? But, I mean, you saw the new lifts, right? He was instrumental on the first ones.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of work around here. I thought it was just weird that that's the one councilman they said that might not be here. Maybe hopefully he's not unwell.
Gerald, the guard, he knows me.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get it.
That's why he said my brother wasn't... Anyway, that my brother wasn't here. I assumed he knew it was me. I mean, I've known Gerald since I was growing up, and I, went to his house to play when we were kids, and, been a while, but...
Seems nice,
Good guy. He got into that guard life really early, and, really took to it. He's very good at, standing still for really long periods of time. Guard work.
Not my gig. He's like trying to potentially slide a hand into into Dagonet's armor to get a cookie or something.
Sure. Do you want to contest that at all? No? Okay. Lucky definitely grabs a cookie. Our camera obviously goes down like bottom up looking at Dagonet's pockets and Lucky slipping a cookie out and surreptitiously eating it.
Yeah, me either. I'm more of a raise the dead kind of guy,
Really?
Really. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else you guys would like to discuss?
Sorry about yelling at you again. I still feel bad.
Oh,
Sorry. And like pretending to be you and some other stuff.
it was weird. You were me the entire fight. And, you never dropped the disguise once, which is really impressive.
It takes a lot of skill,
Yeah, I didn't know you were that skilled in magic.
Oh, I'm skilled in all sorts of things, so
Wow.
just add that to your list.
I guess that's why you're heroes, and I was the loser, and you were the winner. And I was the one in Wait. Put the manacles on me really quick. Put them on! Man, how did we forget this when we were walking into the city? Unbelievable. It's like time just happened.
Yes. Saved. Anything else you guys would like to discuss before proceeding? No? Okay. The speaker, Beta, enters the room wearing these kind of long, flowing purple robes. She's rather elegant. Go ahead and show her to you again, just in case you forgot what her little plumed head looked like. That's the speaker. That's Beta right there. Yeah. Very bright Luma. I've heard that the heroes of Alderheart have returned. It seems that you are covering all of my things with your very dirty bodies, but I am glad to see you in good health. What news?
Well, we, as you know, have been working on the aspect issue, and it turns out that the Borealis is very much real. We have it. I think.
Oh, where is it then? I don't see it amongst you or your things, I think.
Lucky shoulders
Yeah.
the bag and hands it
I've-
over to Eli.
Yeah, and Eli will pull it out and get all chilly.
As soon as you pull it out, you feel your paws numbing as you grasp it from the interior space. A gust of wind takes through the entire room. Papers are scattered everywhere. Frost and freeze and wind start blowing around, howling for 30 feet around you in all directions. Okay, we're going to put it away.
He'll put it away.
We watch as it's like in the Harry Potter scene where all the mail's coming in. There's just papers floating down all over the place. Well, I suppose that's the Borealis then. Just hope it does more than just make wind.
We have a feeling it'll do the trick. But that being said, we should mobilize the perch guard and mount an organized assault, really.
Yes, I will call together the captains of the guard and the rest of the council members, and we shall discuss the best plan of action. It seems that you all are in need of rest. Looking a little rough. Need my heroes bright and shiny.
I mean, if you hang out in the fire plains for a couple of days, you're gonna get a little gross.
Right, but I also don't take my grossness into other people's homes and then sit on their furniture and looks over at Lucky, who's got like their boots probably propped up on the table and whatever. Or their feet on the table.
We brought you the stick, so I mean.
Yes, I understand, but please, this is a place of business, and I will let you know when I've called everything together. We have some others that are planning to join us very soon, and I don't want to begin without them. Now, she looks over at Oddwald. It wasn't any trouble, was he?
Quite the opposite.
Oh, good. I thought a villain such as him would be a detriment to this, but we did just need that brain of his. I'm right here. You can, like, talk to me like I'm in the room with you, and... So, now what do we do with him?
We'd like him to come with us.
Come with you to your place of residence? You're the inn, I believe. Have full cup still?
The assault.
Oh! Sure, I suppose. And at this point, I think this is when Oddwald kind of stands up and he puts his hands down firmly under the table. He takes a deep breath in. He goes, I do have a plan. But I'm gonna need help and a little bit more time to hash it out. I've been thinking on it for a couple of days on the way back. Thankfully, we had very good trackers I didn't have to keep an eye on. I could just do some thinking. I've almost got it. With the Borealis, I think we've got a thing. We can do this. But I do need a couple of days. Hopefully just one, but I need a chalkboard, some of my books, maybe my brother as well. Does have the other biggest brain here in Alderheart.
Well, I might not have the mind to match your intellect, but anything I can do to help, I'm with you.
Yes, actually. Get me Teva. And, the other one. Havel, right? Inseparable, those two.
Yes.
Give me both of them. I've heard Havel is rather adept at magic, and, well, Teva's got the nature mind, right? Good. I will need both of them. And my brother, and... oh, goodness. The seer. Bring me Susan. And... so who else? He looks up at Speaker Beaton. Can you get me Winsworth? And she gives like a small smile. He's already on his way. He should be arriving tonight. Ravain, what about him? Can we get Ravain as well? A whole contingent are coming. You'll have Ravain. You'll have Winsworth. You'll have a couple of others as well. There's quite a lot coming from the tower. But they'll be in late tonight. Good. I'll be up all night anyways. Send them to the estate. I'll have my brother meet me there. And you, and he points to you. Round them up, send them. Oh, goodness, this is gonna be a lot. Send them to the Alderheart estate, and, I'll figure it out from there. And then you're all going to need to rest. This is gonna be a long couple of days.
All right. Let's get to work.
Excellent. Claps his hands together. Beta goes, guards, please take Aldwell to the Alderheart estate. They come in and they're gonna take him. No one's really like manhandling him anymore at this point, but it's more as like a sense of decorum and like they promised his brother, and they have to keep, people can't think that a necromancer is wandering around free in Alderheart right now, right? And you are given free reign. Speaker Beta nods. He says, thank you again for all of your assistance here in Alderheart. I don't know what we would do without you. I feel like the rest of the realm could probably use your assistance too. But, one earth-shattering cataclysm at a time. I need to get the maids. And she turns and leaves the room. What do you guys want to do?
Well, it is probably time for a bath. Maybe a good stout. So.
Yeah. I wonder if they still got a space reserved at the full cup. I know she mentioned it, but the bed's very busy too, right?
Yeah, we can go check.
Okay.
Okay. You guys are going to head to the half-full cup, and you do so. Easily enough, obviously. It's very busy out here, but, you return to the half-full cup, and you enter, and a familiar face greets you. Giles Abbard, innkeeper of the half-full cup, has apparently returned from, wherever they were. Gives you a brisk nod. It's very busy at the bar at the moment, serving drinks, food, and or otherwise. It seems that maybe his daughter is out, and he is doing all of the serving and cleanup duties, and it seems that he's also cooking at the same time, and there's a lot of things going on here.
Where are you in?
I underwent some weird vocal cord surgery, and now my voice happens to be different. I am also very busy, but healthy again. Do you need anything?
Is a room still available?
Yes, your keys you should still have, and it's been paid for, and it's, yes, wide open and clean.
Do you have some help to have some baths drawn up?
No, but starts counting on his paws, looks around. I should have some in about 20 minutes.
Oh, that is fine. I can have some beer while we wait.
Good. Corner booth is open.
Sound very fancy. Congratulations.
Thank you. Turns out I had something going on in my throat and they had to cut it out.
Well, I'm glad it healed up nicely.
Modern medicine.
Lucky's already shuffling to the booth. He's just like, hey.
Yeah, you all ordered drinks and food and otherwise? Yeah. And so you do, and you spend your time here at the Half Full Cup. I think you guys want to like talk about internally here. You are alone for the first time in quite a while. Just the group.
I have a feeling like it's been a lot the last couple of days. So I feel like Lucky might small talk conversation or whatever. But I mean, at the moment, it's just kind of like readjusting his mindset of being like, oh, we're actually safe. Like there's not going to be some fire snake. There's not going to be some gargoyle or treant or fire bat or fire or whatever. He's just kind of like, okay, normal existence again. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
What if we accidentally make the forest all icy instead of all fiery and it just goes the opposite direction and then we just doom everybody anyway?
Now, Oakheart said if we keep it in the fire, it should prevent something like that. So I'm assuming that this will all balance out.
Hopefully. Maybe we just tie a rope around it and then just, if it goes bad, just pull it back out.
I'm not sure that would work.
I don't think Steve's fireproof.
Chain? We can figure it out.
I mean, more importantly, we could definitely ask Teva, about it.
I don't think Tever's fireproof.
No, not. Oh, no. I mean, about whether it's gonna work or not. Like what he thinks, based on what we now know. Plus, you get to ask him about your sea rock thing, Bob. Yeah.
I've decided his name is Francis.
What happened to Sprigheart?
Oh no, it's Sprigheart. Oh my gosh. Okay,
What
how
if
about
it's
Sprigheart Francis?
Sprigheart. Oh well, yeah.
Oh,
Sprigheart
well.
Francis. Oh.
One of those. We'll figure it out. Whatever comes out naturally.
It's your
Francis.
luck.
Or yeah, it's your luck. As your conversation maybe dwindles, a lot of time together and maybe exhausted. Maybe some food is like pushed around a plate, not fully eaten, or the drinks are had. Eventually, Giles does let you know that the baths that are available have been drawn, and you are allowed to use them. For sake of expediency, all 4 of them ready to go for everyone involved that wants them. Yeah. And you can go and have yourselves a bath. This one being a little less weird than the last one some of you guys had on stream, bathing on stream, whatever, at the Avium. There's no skeletons running around handing you things. So that's good.
Lucky's he's just like, yeah, quick bathes. And
Yeah, just enough to get like the blood and gore off.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine. Makes me
all
look
the
cool.
ash and things.
Yeah.
Dagonate's doing a full soak.
Gonna
Right.
hang out for a while.
Might doze off a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I imagine Dagonet brought up a drink when they went to the bath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's probably good.
Tub beer is best beer. All right. Yeah, I think this is. Is there anything else that you guys want to do here in Alderheart? I mean, it kind of brings you to the end of your quote day here. Is there anything else you want to accomplish in Alderheart post bathing?
Yeah, I don't know when Tever and Havel were expected at the Ebonheart Manor, but if it was tonight, I would do it tonight. But if it's tomorrow, I would do it tomorrow.
Oddwald had said tonight.
Okay. Yeah, so I think once Eli cleans himself up, he'd go to the Tenders Hall to relay the message.
Yeah, that brand new Tenders Hall that you can go to now. Exactly. Yeah, so Eli, you'll make your way over there and you will find both Tever and Havel working. The last week has gone well. The place looks pretty good. There's like a gathering area downstairs. The fireplace is up and running. The stones have been replaced. There's tables and chairs and things. It looks like the main hall area has also been doubling as a place to eat. There's just like long picnic style tables and benches that are sitting there, and you note some tenders that you've not seen before that are here in the area. Some of them having some supper as it is towards the later afternoon, evening area now. But both Tever and Havel can be found there in the hall. When you see them, of course, Tever and Havel both greet you warm-heartedly. If anyone else is there with Eli, just let me know. But Tever, you're back. You're back. Welcome home. Did you get my messages?
We did, yes. They were extremely helpful. We found it.
You found it? The frog statue, and then the trials inside. What are they like? I haven't heard about this in years.
We can talk about it later, but right now you're needed. Both of you are needed at the Ebonheart Manor.
Ebonheart Manor? Why would Havel walks up and what would be at the Ebonheart Manor, Eli? Why?
Well, we're mounting an assault on the aspect, and Oddwald and his brother and a few other bright minds, yours included, are needed.
Tever's eyes are just wide. Havel is nodding somewhat understandingly, kind of like he expected this. We will go, and thank you for letting us know. Come on, Tever, let's grab our bags then. Looks like we're going to spend the night in a mansion. They go to pack their things. Tever gives you another big hug as much as he can with the spines in the way. So happy you're back. We'll need to do something fun after this is all over.
Absolutely.
And he goes and runs up the stairs to go get their things. And yeah, you're able to do that. I think very similarly in that Susan is able to be taken from her tent after she's done doing some kind of timey-wimey weird stuff with the little ball and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, and she goes, and with some direction on where the Ebonheart estate is, she will find her way there. I don't know who else. Was there anyone else that I said that you guys would need to go get that's here? That's it. Tever, Havel, and yep, that's it. So you've done your due diligence. What else would you like to do here in Alderheart?
What time is it roughly?
Well, if you went with Eli, by the time it's over from gathering everyone, it will be like early evening, almost night. But if you don't, you have that interim time that Eli went to go get the people to go to the Oddwald estate. So it's up to you.
I think Pez would have gone by to swing by and just say hi to her parents and let her know that everything's fine. We're alive.
Yes.
They are very grateful for this. And of course, wrap you up in big hugs and talk about how you guys need to have dinner there at some point in time. But of course, the fate of Alderheart is in your hands, so obviously they're going to let you go do things that you need to go do. And, is there anything in specific that you wanted to talk with them about, or are you just letting them know that you're alive?
Just letting them know, and also we just should go on a vacation after all this is done, because we need a vacation. Somewhere by the water.
Yeah. Your dad is... I heard there's a lot of things going on in Salter's Port these times of year, and heard good things about the coast and invigoration and the air and the salt and the adventures out on the Gaspard Isles, and well, I'd like to see it for myself.
My chair just... That would be great. Oh my gosh. I hear there are things like with some little like small little houses on boats, and I hear maybe you can like borrow one of those for some money, and oh my gosh, that'd be a great time.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so Salter's Port maybe at some point in time. What else? Eli has gone to go get people. Dagonet was doing a soak. Dagonet, are you doing anything else?
He's gonna have a very big meal. He's gonna
Mhm.
get the latest journal newspaper and have one very early night in a very comfortable bed.
Okay. Sounds good. Lucky, what about you?
I feel like when Pez was like, I'm gonna go like see my parents or whatever. Like he's like, wait. So he kind of takes it on himself to like stay at the inn/tavern and like regale people about the story, maybe embellishing a little bit about what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And eventually you're plopped up onto the little stage that Pez had performed at previously, and like, and you're,
there was
getting into the gargoyles and the tree and the lava.
at least 5
and
of them.
Fire traps everywhere. Talking about how you like almost floated across all of them with how nimble you were. Yeah, absolutely. And they're eating it up. As soon as anyone realizes that the heroes of Alderheart are staying here again, yeah, the place gets packed out due to Lucky's embellishing, rousing, the story. The story that has become the heroes of Alderheart, and its ever-growing legend has swept across Humblewood itself. Eventually, though, you guys do find your way all back to the half-full cup and to your warm, comfortable beds. Nothing special, but much better than the ground you have been sleeping on or the upper portions of your magical treetop that you've been utilizing for the last week or so to have a restful sleep. Eventually, the morning comes. You go downstairs for maybe a morning breakfast or a bacon, egg, and sandwich or beer. It is an inn in the somewhat magical Middle Ages, and hey, it's the thing you do. You note things outside in the road. The city is a bustle with life, and people are moving with purpose. Some have bags packed, slung over their shoulder, large backpacks carried, wagons full of belongings, children carrying stuffed animals, as many as they can carry, and they're all heading towards the elevators down, or the stairs if they can make it to them, the ramps. The inn is quiet and empty, save for one person. The Dean, Winsworth, sits at the bar, back to you, sipping on, looks to be like maybe an orange. He turns as you all make your way downstairs, ready to start your next adventuring day. Noting that you see the commotion outside, and he gives you a nod.
He gestures to the table in front of him and says, "Sit, please. Please do sit. Oddwald was going to come and greet you and let you know what is going on and the plan thereof, but it has come to me because there are some final calculations that must be done, and truly only Oddwald is capable of doing them. Sit." The aspect must still be weakened for us to accomplish what needs doing. You are the only ones that have seen its immense size, and if your stories are to be believed, which of course we do, we will need to utilize the old conjuration circle to bring it to a bearable size. This means an immense amount of magical energy will need to be used. Myself and Oddwald, his brother, and every other magic user that we can, of rank, that we can possibly grab for this, we have. And we will head to the Conjuration Circle. With some of your protection, some of the Perch Guard's protection, and with some hope. There is more to this plan, but I think it's best that we head to the Council Plaza. The speaker is going to give an address, and then we shall convene to the chambers to detail it out with everyone that will be involved. I've really just been sent to collect you. It's coming. It's been sighted, and it has reached further into the wood than it ever has before. Now is the time, or Alderheart will fall. And he gives you a nod. Says, "Join me up in the plaza when you are ready. I will let the speaker know to give you a little bit of time to prepare yourselves. It is good to see you again, and may luck be with us this day." He places his empty orange juice glass down on the table and gives you all a nod and leaves with a swirl of his long, flowing robes. What would you like to do?
How much time do we have? I gotta make sure that my parents are getting out. What's going on? Is it an evacuation? What's going on? What is this?
I mean, if he's making an address, then maybe they're all headed there for figure out where to go. Maybe there's a plan that he's gonna, for everybody to go together to evacuate together. Or so, it's a lot.
Well, I'm sure that in terms of evacuating the city, that that is in good hands of the council, and that perhaps they might go to the mountains, with our old friend up there. But well, we knew that this was a possibility, that it would be making its way to Alderheart. Today is the day.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a need for urgency. So he's gonna chug whatever his beverage is and be like, "We should go."
Yep.
Okay.
And so you do. As you exit the half-full cup, you note that people are closing shops. Others are filling city gates with hastily packed bags and families in tow. But others are heading upwards, towards the canopy. It seems that news of the address from the speaker has gotten out, and people are interested, curious, and need to know what the plan is, at least as far which they're going to be told. There's an emergency meeting for all of the citizenry, as you come to find out. Now, some of them are already leaving. But you know where you need to go. You head upwards with a large crowd of Alderheart citizens. The council chambers and the plaza itself have been absolutely crowded to capacity. Some people are literally hanging from branches, filling up every available spot. You see some on balconies and roofs and otherwise. Everyone seems to be waiting. In this sea of faces, you see a lot of people, old friends and new. The Dean, of course, Oddwald, Havel, Tever, Susan, Benisaridan, Riffin the Ash Knight, Eliza, Corey and his mother from the Half Full Cup, the proprietor, Giles Abbott and his daughter, Mother Erla Fairview of the Temple of Hanera, the artisan, Jerry Pebbles, Agent, that one adventurer that Lucky told to go be an adventurer after telling them a story, Gina of Gina's Gems, whether you like her or not, Tormund Threes of the Alderheart Symphony, Luigi the Baker, Pez's parents, Becca and Bo, Exard Ratcliffe of the Crowned Cormorant, and even Kenna Brightspark has eventually found her way to Alderheart. The citizens are nervous and whispering amongst themselves. Some say they saw an intense orange glow far off in the forest. Others are nervously saying that Alderheart's under attack. Some are worried the council will call for an evacuation. A contingent of the Spears, a specialized guard regiment for the council and some of the higher ups in Alderheart, escort members of the council onto the platform. Vita, of course, Munder, Bricio, Hilly, and Arton are all up there together. Vita steps forth from the ranks as the others take a seat on the podium behind her. What seems to be a prepared stage for this moment. A hush falls over the crowd. She reaches the podium. My fellow citizens, we have received a dire report from the watchposts. The elemental creature that so recently arose from beneath our wood now makes its way toward Alderheart. Some of the citizens begin to mutter or cry out in despair. Some panic begins to happen somewhat over to the right of you. Others are silent or shuffling or hugging their children tighter to them. But it definitely has started some commotion that the speaker has stopped for. You want to try and calm the crowd. Okay. Who would like to?
Like he's gonna kind of nudge Pez and be like, "It might be uncomfortable, but they all like you, so."
I mean, I can sing a song and make some flashy lights. I'm just gonna. Pez is gonna try to just be like, "Let's just hear her out, calm down. It's fine."
With a bit of magical enhancement to your voice, roll me a persuasion check at advantage because you and your friends are known as heroes amongst the people. A 27. Yeah, I think that might fly. The people immediately around you seem to take in that you're who you are for the first time. Everyone had been so focused on the council that people had forgotten that maybe you had come back. And so even the panic-stricken ones, the ones with the crying children, the ones that are despairing in silence, take heart because their heroes are here. The crowd quiets again.
After Vita speaks up, she smiles as she sees you, your group in the crowd, Dagonet's shining armor in the morning light. Oh, good. Thank you. Recently, we have faced many hardships. The flames that ravaged the wood have threatened to tear our communities apart. Yet, we still stand. We are not bird folk and humble folk, or perch dwellers and forest dwellers. We are the people of Humblewood. Since its creation, Alderheart was meant to stand as a symbol of our unity. And perhaps we had lost our way since those early days, but... And she looks around, noting that Benaceridin is there off to the side of the stage, and she looks towards you and the new contingents of humble folk that are serving within the Perch Guard. There is still a chance for a brighter future. However, in order to obtain it, we must stand together now. I implore each and every citizen of Humblewood, not as your council speaker, but as a fellow resident of this wood, we must defend each other, and we must defend the Humblewood. It is the only home we have. Someone in the crowd begins to cheer. Who's to say who it is, but our camera does indeed find them. And it's Pez's parents. And the cheer is taken up by the bird folk and the humble folk as it begins to multiply. And that is where we're going to end our 29th episode. Thank you everyone for being here tonight with us. This has been the penultimate episode of our DieFall Alderheart game. Next week will be, this makes me sad, the last and final game of DieFall Alderheart. The confrontation with the elemental itself, what we've been building up to for these 90 some odd hours of game time and show time. It all comes to a head next week. Thank you guys so much for being here this evening. We're going to do some shout outs and then we're going to call it a night and maybe do a nice tear-filled post-show. Rob, let's do yours first so you can do it quickly and quietly. Where can the people find you on the internet, my friend?
Oh God, in England allegedly. You can find me at Bonus Day Rob on Twitter and social media, and you can find me at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob. I don't know what that schedule looks like yet. It's, you know what, plan was get here and then figure it out later. Keep an eye on Twitter. I'm sure I'll have some update eventually. Tomorrow I'll be on twitch.tv/encounterroleplay at 3 p.m. Eastern for a Apocalypse World campaign called Diesel Punks. Super fun show. And then Sunday I will be at twitch.tv/game nights. That's game with 2 G's and nights with a K. And that's at 4 p.m. Eastern for a Monster of the Week campaign. Also, super duper fun show. And I'm gonna go cuddle a snoring dog after this. So, good night.
A very good plan. Thank you, Rob. The Lady May, where can the people find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and, Twitch occasionally, every now and then. Lady May, same everywhere. But, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for playing tonight, May. I do appreciate it. Malaveth, where can the people find you on the internets?
I am Malaveth. I was on a break, but I came back, and I'm gonna stream on Twitch again. It was like a 12-day break, so it wasn't anything long, but Twitch. I don't know what I'm doing. Probably drawing stuff. Usually drawing stuff. And then Twitter. Yep. You can find the drawing stuff also on Twitter. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you very much for playing tonight, Malaveth, and welcome back. Miss Simply Jackson, where can the people find you at?
Hi. You can find me at twitch.tv/simply_JXN. And no underscore on Twitter. Just Simply JXN. Lately, it's just hot takes. Of hot takes. That's about it.
What are your hot takes? Wait, tell me one hot take.
One hot
Positive
take.
or negative hot take.
One, here's from the wise world of 5 years of streaming, Simply. Everybody's different. Accept it. Move on.
That is a fantastic hot take.
Cool.
I like that one. Thank you very much for playing this evening.
Thank you.
That's it for us, guys. DieFall Alderheart episode 29. The penultimate episode of our long and wonderful adventure. We will see you, hopefully, next week for the finale. And until then, later. Hey guys, once again, thank you so much for joining us on DieFall Alderheart episode 29. Oh, it was a good one today. If you'd like to support us directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/DieFall. And there are a couple of different things that come along with it. The post show is one of the biggest ones that we do here and record it after every show to get the inner monologue, essentially, of our characters and our players about what's going on, as well as answering questions from patrons during that time. Additionally, if you would like to suggest NPC names, that is one of the lower tiers. You can have an NPC name that is put into a hat, and then I use it for any of the NPCs that I need to, that I come across in any of our different shows. Again, thank you guys for being here this evening. I do appreciate it. I really am looking forward to our finale. This has been a wonderful show. You guys have been a wonderful audience. And, you know, we'll see how it ends and what's next for